Sometimes when you're here, I can't feel no doubt. 'Cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free now. Sometimes I wonder, will we be around to see forever on the solar cloud? Sometimes when you're here, I can't feel no doubt. 'Cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really Sometimes when you're here, I can't feel no doubt. 'Cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free.
When I'm with you, I am able to keep pushing my limits, and all the drive that I have, well, I'm going the distance with you. I didn't know what I had till I knew what was missing, and everything that I dread, well, I built a resistance with you. Catch me when I fall, and I'll keep you on the ground. You're gone, I wish you'd stay. I could look at you for days. Time was well spent, that's when I knew that I need to spend my life here with you. not in the fast lane. I understand that you've been broken too many times, but I'll be waiting to mend your wounds from all you've taken. But if we listen to each other and make our mistakes, then I can show you who I am, because I'm not the same. I'm better with you. I'm better with you. I'm better with you. Catch me when I fall, and I'll keep you off the ground. That's when I knew that I need to spend my life here with you.
Trying to find a way to make it easier to say that there's just one thing on my mind, and I think it's time for you to realize I want you all to myself. Don't wanna share you with nobody else. So give me something to believe. Will you promise me? Will you promise me?
inside you. So won't you wake up now and see? Don't hide away the things you're feeling. Unlock your mind and lose the key. There's a universe inside you. You should never have to hide. I can see the stars inside you. Please just open up your eyes. There's a universe inside you. Inside you, so much more than people know. I've seen you fighting your emotion. I hope you stay and won't let go. There's a universe inside you, so much love to leave behind. Stop the path of devastation. You should live for all the hype. Inside you, why are you pushing it away? Leave behind your own deception and learn to live another day. There's a universe inside you, your galaxy of happiness. I just wanna help you find it. We'll explore in baby steps. There's a universe inside you. You've gotta give it room to breathe. So let the universe excite you, 'cause that's the way it's meant to be.
there's a problem with my team. I woke up and Shaq's still on my roster. What's happening? Hello? Ethan?
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Summer Series. My name is the Russian Cthulhu. I'm joined today by Chuckmaster, and we have a couple of matches. Well, not couple. We have one big, the one and the only matchup happening today. Chuck, how you feeling about today? Um. Right. Well, while we fixing a couple of tech issues, let's take a look first of all at the bracket. There we go. Chuckmaster is back.
Should be working now. Yeah,
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So looking at the bracket, we had an amazing set of summer series. The big ANZ tournament where we had, I believe, 16 teams, and the best of the best managed to battle it through. We had a fair few upsets. We had very close matchups, and at the end, it's Orglis versus Darksided.
Yeah, two very good teams, and it's going to be exciting. They have been facing each other a lot recently, so I reckon it's going to be a close one going through. We could see all three maps coming out.
Yeah, and actually talking about maps, let's take a look. We have Orglis picking map number 1 being Bank. Then the second map is going to be Coastline, which is Darksided's pick. And then Border will be the remaining map. And interestingly enough, only on first map, Darksided will be going on defense, whereas the rest of them is going to be Orglis. Orglis defense. So, Chuck, walk us through, like, how did we see the whole, essentially, the whole summer series unveil in front of us? Because we had a blast of quarterfinals, semifinals were pretty well played, so kind of give us the story about that one.
So Orglis have been, I reckon, flying through, really just taking down pretty much every opponent they're facing quite cleanly, quite safely. Orglis, when they played yesterday, they 2-0'd OTG. So Orglis have been definitely, I reckon, in the high books of taking this one out. Darksided have been very close to nearly being knocked out yesterday fighting Mindfreak. They it was very close going down to the wire. So Darksided, they're still looking very good to sort of get this one. It's going to be a very close game in general. But yeah, I reckon Orglis is looking a little bit stronger coming into this final match.
Yeah, Orglis definitely looking quite strong, yeah, all things considered, with both quarterfinals and semifinals being a 2-0 result at the end. And just overall, yeah, they seemed quite strong. But I remember in the interview that Talking Siege podcast had, Speka has mentioned that they still going into this matchup very confidently. They seem to be quite ready. They seem quite happy with their overall performance. So yeah, I'm very curious how will this matchup unveil, because the winner of this, first of all, will get the biggest chunk of the money, which I believe is 5 grand, and the loser of this will be acquiring, I believe, was it $2,000? So, and with that though in mind, I'm a bit curious about those map picks, because Bank is a bit of an odd one for Orglis to pick, because they had a very shaky performance overall, I'd say, on Bank, whereas Darksided picking a very kind of Orglis-centered map with in face of Coastline, that feels odd to me at the very least, don't you think, Chuck?
With Darksided picking Coastline, they've been playing a lot of Coastline recently, playing very well on Coastline. I believe pretty much every time they've been playing in this cup, they picked Coastline first and wanted to play on there. So I reckon they're confident. Orglis will have a lot of VODs to go off on how Darksided play. They do play very similar each time they do go to Coastline. So hopefully they change up a little bit, since they are going there once again. And Orglis, yeah, they do also play extremely well there as well. So it's going to be an interesting matchup sort of thing to bring out.
Yeah, it's definitely, it will be and I do feel that we might see actually all 3 maps overall, as both Darksider has been showing some great performance and progress, and Orglis have not been letting off. So definitely a matchup worthy of the grand finals for the summer series. As yeah, so first map, Bank. Bans, do you reckon we will be seeing anything out of norm, or just pretty much stock standard?
Oh yeah, we're just going to see, I reckon, Habana get it taken out first, as you just see on Bank all the time, and probably just either Glaz or something of that orientation.
Okay.
And then with defense, it's probably you're just going to see one of the intels being taken out, or 2 at least.
Right. So you reckon something like Echo, maybe Mira?
Yeah, Echo. Yeah, Echo Mirror is quite a common sort of matchup. We did see that yesterday on Bank, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Well, Bank it is, and we will be transitioning over to the game screen, ladies and gentlemen, as the ban phase is just about to get into the effect. First ban onto Darksided, the defending side, which we did predict could be potentially a Hibana and a Glaz. I'd say I might actually see something like a Thermite being banned out.
Yeah. Jackal.
Jackal, okay.
We were both wrong on that one. Jackal is very interesting. This map is very roam sort of orientated, so having that Jackal banned, it means the roam is going to be a lot safer. We could also see a ban trying to get rid of one of the roamers now, since that Jackal is no longer available though.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd say it's instead of roamers, rather take out the actual enabler for the roamers, and Ying being another ban, which is interestingly banned by Orglis, the operator that could be assisting them quite substantially with their offenses, now banned, and feels odd to me at the very least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Orglis usually prefer to run more of a Ying compared to Darksided, so a little bit of a strange ban. All hard breaches are going to be in play as well, so they're going to be able to open plenty of these walls, and all those hatches will be able to be opened up. So, and Maestro being taken out, that's one of the intel operators being eliminated. Ooh. And Echo as well. So
okay.
Only the back.
So this is very interesting, because first of all, Mira managed to sneak through the ban phase. That's number one. Number two, that allows the defensive side, aka Darksided, right now to pull a lot of plays. They already bring in a Valkyrie, a Mute, and a Pulse, 2 players already having the C4s, and then Legion Jäger to kind of sort it out, which should be interesting. And the first side being to defend is Teller's Office and Archives. Chuck analysis.
So, yeah, that's a little bit confusing. They had switched 6 picking onto the Montang as well. I reckon they're just chucking a spanner into the works because there is this so much hard breaching capability to be played. So if they did go down to that bottom floor hold, they could just Monty plant straight up, and there isn't really too much on the side of Darksided to plant denial. They don't have those cams. They don't have much to plant denial. They only have a couple C4s that they're able to use. So I reckon they're maybe just going to stick away from that bottom floor too, since there is not much of that intel, and Maestro and Echo are gone.
Yeah, Maestro Echo being gone, so now pretty much the only way for the defense to gather information will be Goo Mines and Valk cams, which are still quite a viable ways to score yourself some kills, but I do have to agree with you. It's going to be a slight hindrance, I reckon, for Auglus's defense. So Darksider has been showing quite some good potential even without the info gathering, as their fragging has been just on point as of recently, whereas Auglas have been quite dependent on gathering all the juicy knowledge.
Yeah, that's where we're going to see sort of Darksided stand out. They're a very strong fragging team, and majority of them can just go on those fragging roles and play those sort of operators. And yeah, so I reckon Darksided, they definitely got the better point at the moment, and be able to play a little bit stronger with the bans that have come out.
And definitely would have to agree with you on that, but moving like that, already a minute is gone, and only now the August players are making their way over to the Teller's office without actually clearing out, or yet clearing out the open area. Derpe will be the first person to open up on Cutie, so that is the castle now down, and fairly early actually. Interestingly enough, the Sledge player just decides to solo go for the peaks rather than even potentially the team to bring in a buck.
Yeah, the buck is still in place, still going to choose to go with that Sledge. And no roaming coming from upstairs. There's no one to stop and hinder that sort of push. And now that they've opened this floor, they're going to be able to ping where Jack Daddy on the Legion is sitting and try and get those shots going down. Jack Daddy could be...
Derpe will be the one picking up the kill though instead, and Silex trying to push in, will be managing to, well, take a little bit of damage but still be able to prevent the Mute player to advance from anywhere. Specca is flanking on the bottom side, and so far the man advantage is still in favor of August after losing only a single operator. And right now this is definitely not the way to go right now for the Darksided defense, as right now they are slightly locked out of the site.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be up to Itby Style and sort of Specca to try and take the site back. They can go for this plant. Ether is going for it right now, and they've got this Habana Joey looking down that whole side and going to try and catch out Itby Style as he's run past, and they pulled off this defuse. Oh!
Jack and Specca will be both taking a kill each, so now it leaves only in a 2v3 situation, just like that. The tide has turned. Ethan and Joey are the main 2 people to be left. 2v2 just like that, as Ethan will be getting the better of Shaq. But now one of the Romans is upstairs. Oh, Jaeger is tagged up a little bit, but the time is running low. D4 comes out. Specca tries to get some closure, but Ethan will still be able to get into the a safe spot to go for the plant. So Joey is the next man standing to get some frags and go, and the plant did go down. Okay, so for August right now the time is working in their favor, but they are not knowledgeable about the positioning. Specca will be the first man to get the better of it.
Yeah, beautiful shot coming out from Specca. It's just Ethan stuck in this admin office right now. Doesn't have the best of positioning right now. There's 2 of them. Can he get this kill on the Specca? Does tag him up just a tad, but has been pushed away from the site. Gets one on to Specca. The defuse is going down, and he's going to get it.
Defenders win.
An amazing play from Darksided, managing to score themselves a nice kill for themselves. And just overall, yeah, Darksided, even after being at at a such disadvantage at the start, managing to bring it back and get the dub, which definitely would boost their morale at the start, especially against a foe like that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what August were planning on. They had control of that top floor. They were on site for extremely long, and they chose not to try and plant on that A bomb site and waited so long until they slowly got picked off in these 1v1s. And they had control of so much of the site and so much of upstairs, and sort of just gave it back to Darksided and really just lost all their ground that they spent so quick gaining quickly at the start.
Yeah, definitely. It felt like actually this reminds me of the game. What was it? Orglis. Orglis versus Off the Grid. That's the one where what happened was Orglis was absolutely toothless on the first several rounds against Off the Grid, and after that, after they managed to read in on some of the plays on the way how the team approaches the certain defense or the certain offense, they were able to just swoop it all in. So I doubt that this will be the case against Darksided, as they're much more flexible, have a much stronger amount of experience. But at the same time, there is a chance for that.
Yeah. So the setup coming here, that Glaz still being in play is it's a lot harder to hold this site, considering you can get so many angles with that Glaz to be able to see that sort of glimmer of yellow. And they haven't castle barricaded off those typical sort of windows where Glaz will just be able to open up right now, Emo Rune here, and see majority pretty far deep into sight and be able to catch maybe someone off guard if they do so.
Imoren currently just being a bit cautious, still thinking that there might be one of the Darksided players with the ACOG, but none of them are there. And none of them have the ACOG for that matter. Ethan will be the main person to potentially start breaching it and going in. But that Valkyrie could be quite deadly. What do you reckon, Chuck?
Yeah, Valk, if it has some good cams out, it will go majority undetected, no IQ being played. And they're making quick work and trying to push down these sort of stairwell, getting control of it, maybe moving into Janitor's office. This Monty keeps getting it up right now and pulls it. Specker just takes him out, and that's Diffuser down as well.
I'm a bit unsure what was the decision for Silex to pull off, as that was just a very unfortunate for him misplay, and a very good timing for Specker as well for that very ballsy push. And Diffuser is now down in a very peculiar position as well, because if that would force Ethan to start using up some of his utility, meaning be very lethal for him as well.
Yeah.
What is Cutie doing?
Cutie goes to jump out, gets tagged while he's jumping out, and falls to the ground. Easy kill onto the castle, going down again first for his team. Shaq has changed spots with I believe was Specker on the Legion there. And we're already going to see another kill going out. Glaz, Emo Rune take it. Ippy Styles, Jaeger going down as well. Only down to the Mirror, Valk, and Legion left here to try and get this Specker. Going to flank around to Scarlight though.
I don't think the Orglis players are realizing that, and Ethan will be paying with that. But that is a good roll for Darksided, evening out the man count as well. But right now, Specker might be a bit further away, or we'll have Jack Daddy actually go for a flank. A very ballsy push as well by a Mirror player. Will be catching Emo Rune off guard. 2v3 situation just like that. Still a little bit of control. Joey picking up a kill onto Shaq. The plant will be going down by Joey, as Derpe will be the man needing to cover it. Gets a nice headshot onto Specker. The plant did go down, so now it's all up to Jack Daddy with a slither of health. Try to get this big win, as the Sledge player is on the hunt. So look at the Jukes as well.
Yeah, he's not in a great position right now, but also Joey is on a sliver of health as well. But Derpe, full health with that SMG-11. We've seen how many people have been popping off with that SMG-11 recently, and he's just going to play Ring Around the Rosie with him. Not going to overexpose himself and try and just keep himself alive. So it makes it a bit harder for Jack Daddy to clutch this one out, as he's slowly running out of time, and don't think he's able to defuse that after this point anymore.
Yeah, he is getting cornered by both of the players of Orgulus, and just like that, Derpy managing to finally find the kill at the end. Specca commenting on the cheeky plays of the fragger of Orgulus. But yeah, that was very well executed. Even all things considered, both of us, I'd even dare to say, were quite confident that Darksider would be able to take that round as well after just the variety of plays. Like Specca managed to get that, like 2 of those kills that were just completely amazing and could have turned the tide of the game very quickly.
Yeah, they're sort of just going, one team's getting the man advantage and then the other team's taking it back, and then still somehow the team with the man disadvantage is taking these rounds out. 1 each at the moment though, and Darksider are going to take it back to CEO office once again. See if they could. I don't reckon they're going to change up their style, how they set up too much, because besides, they're not going to be running a castle this time. Cutie has changed to the Pulse to maybe stop them taking control of this whole map so quickly. And I feel like that's a big problem for Darksider right now. There's so many anchor players, and pretty much Orgulus are just strolling up, not need to worry about these roamers too much. But Specca has been doing well to sort of rotate offsite a bit later and getting these late round sort of roam kills.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like Darksider might have been lacking slightly on the info gathering rather than the fragging, because fragging was everything a-okay. You had Specca popping off nicely. You had I believe was it Styles who managed to get a couple of plays. So definitely they have the good combination, but overall, just probably the positioning, like you mentioned, they didn't work out.
Yeah, and we're also going to see Orgulus getting rid of that Montang. It doesn't seem like it's been working too well for him right now. The Monty is just sort of been dying too early on, not really bringing too much information. Pulse still on site for some reason, though. Usually you see the Pulse a bit under a little bit more, and beautiful line of sight from Derpe right here. Could catch someone out. Joey getting Specca, and Ethan going to take Jack Daddy out.
That is a big start right now for Orgulus, and interestingly enough, since Silex has swapped over from Montan to a Hard Breacher, right now this is definitely going to be a good role for Ethan, as he can fully focus on the fragging potential, as he picked up the Ash side. So, the run out by Shaq. Ooh, won't be scoring him any kill, but will be downing Derpe to a very low amount of health. Beauty on the flank now, like you said. The info gathering and potential prevention of pushing could be in play right now very quickly, as Ethan on the hunt gets a nice kill, but gets himself low as well. So now 2 players of Orgulus are very low on health and all up to Style to try to get the big clutch.
Yeah, Style is definitely been shown off as being a very dominant fragger for Darksider recently, but is he good enough to 1v5 the whole of Orgulus lineup right now? Since he has been droned out, he's got full HP, but he's not in the greatest position right now just to take this one out, and a lot of barricades sort of pinning him in one spot.
Yeah, fair few people are on the hunt. He is getting continuously pinged by the drone as well. Just unable to, unfortunately, hit that drone as well. Ethan continuously, funnily enough, it's not Ethan that is hunting him, but it's the rest of the roster. Derp is now down, but maybe he's getting... Yeah, he's getting reset. And just a full lockdown of the site by Orgulus, which is definitely not what Darksider will want right now. And at the end, Emorin will be the man to take out EB Styles from the stockroom.
Yeah, beautiful play coming out from Orgulus. So many kills going down very quickly, and not the operators you would expect to see go down so quickly. It was believed the Mirror and the Legion being taken out within the first minute, and those are sort of 2 operators you would like to see played more around site, so I'm not too sure how they went down so quickly and were taken out of the game. Orgulus started to stand out.
It almost feels to me that it was rather the idea of Darksided to try to play a bit more aggressively than what ended up scoring them. And Spectre was playing on the very same spot like he did on the previous round, so maybe that was also the reason why the IGL/entry fragger of Darksided got eliminated fairly quickly. And looking at the kills dispersion as well, Silex is the only man so far without any kills, whereas Darksided are kind of lacking behind Spectre.
Yes. So, gonna take it back to Tellus. They won this the first time, but it still, I'm not gonna say it was a very confident win in general. It was very close for August taking this one out, so it still could go anyone's way.
10 seconds
It was just
remaining.
frag on this site, so we're gonna see them sort of play and line up similarly to how they did last time, with a little bit more rotations coming out. It looks like.
Attackers are moving out to locate
Yeah,
the
interestingly enough, Darksided will be fully expanding onto the open area, which I'm actually quite amused and keen to see how this will turn out, because having this much of movement space right now could definitely throw the Orglis team off.
Yeah, anything to really throw them off right now will help them out a lot, and we're going to see Derpe doing, as he did last time, try to take control of the CEO office and above pretty quickly on with that sledge and try to open up as much as this floor as possible. Last time we did see him do this, we did see him take Cutie out very quickly, and Ethan just going to knock Jack Daddy. Ethan's on site!
What? so okay, Ethan just shift W'd with a 3k onto the side. I'm sorry, how was that allowed? Derpy will be getting the other ones, and now we'll just let that 5v1. How? How is that being allowed?
I'm pretty sure that was just what you would see in casual, just rush to side and get us there as quickly as possible. But Spectre, the only man left to try and clutch this one out, does get 2, left it a 1v3, and Diffuser has gone down and not much to sort of help out right now.
Yeah, and he did reveal his position right now by breaking down the castle barricade, so he's a bit in a bit of a pickle as the doorway is being locked out, and as well as the open area is now locked out. The pre-fire, oh, nice shot onto Derby, but Ethan at the end will be scoring, I believe that was a 4K.
Okay.
Yeah, 4K. I'm still shocked. I'm wholeheartedly shocked. How was Ethan allowed to just shift W right onto the side?
Like you were saying before, that I reckon having that much roaming area, what didn't work out for him. They picked up on it and let Ethan just said, yeah, get to side as fast as possible, knifed the first bloke, and then just was taken heads off instantly within the first 30 seconds. That's a casual strat, not a pro league strat.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, both of the teams are Pro League worthy, top 4, and, well, top 4 of the previous season, and just, wow. I'm thoroughly amazed and curious whether it is that Darksided are not warmed up. Is it maybe something else? Are there technical difficulties? Because we saw such a difference between, like, right now of a match between Darksided and Orglis, and even their previous matchups with against the teams that were just the same as strong.
Yeah, but they've taken it finally to this bottom side. A side I did say at the start that they would
5 seconds to go.
stick away from. They did for a bit, and now that they've sort of started losing on those sites, they've changed it up.
Attackers
But
are
there
moving
is
out to locate a bomb.
they have 2 hard breaches right now. All these hatches and the walls can be opened up, and it's going to be a hard site to hold in general. But I reckon it's going to be a bit easier for them to sort of anchor and go for those late sort of rotates that we are seeing Darksided go for.
Yeah. Once again, Orglis are going full-on aggression, as Depe already is inside the house and opening up the floor just to secure the early angles onto the onto the server stairs. But nobody will be even contesting the server side, so mainly it's just the garage stairs, which Shaq actually will be fully knowledgeable about the positioning, so might actually be able to give some good positioning and even for a kill. There we go, Ethan Once again, the Ashe player of Orgless.
Looks
Yeah,
like caught out that camera very quickly. Then must have droned down Specker when he threw it, because that was quite a hidden camera. Silex already going to be opening up this server wall.
a minute into the round, and the thermite charges is just about to be gone. Never mind, it is muted right now, so Orgless will need to be a bit more careful. Well, yeah, careful, but there we go. The thermite charge will be going off, and the first person to be contesting that angle will be Cutie as well. First, the ADS will be drained out, so that is the flashbang going out. So right now, no more of the attacking grenade prevention for the CCTV, and the second charge will be going out to gain the full access. Interestingly enough, Shaq will be getting back onto his position to keep track of the positioning, and first gas grenade is also coming out without even Orgless baiting in the plant, which is interesting.
Yeah. Ooh, if Cutie was still in that position, he would have gone down. Could be baiting out another smoke grenade quickly. Silex just baits the plant. Ethan above trying to catch anyone out, sitting in an odd position right now. Not going to spot out anyone quite yet. And they're going to be able to throw a smoke. Are they going to confirm this plant right now? As the third and last smoke canister has been thrown, and there is 30 seconds left. So no more really plant denial besides the nitro cell that Cutie will have.
Alex will attempt to once again try to go for it, but the C4, oh, shot out from the sky. Another C4 comes out. As that one as well got shut out, Ethan will be rushing in, but will be down by Itby Styles. The plant will potentially go down. Imorin picks up the kill onto Speka, and the plant, yes, the plant does go down. But now, in a 4v4 situation, there's still plenty of room for Darkseid to move around.
Yeah. Ooh, as Darkseid had completely just fall so quickly right there. Derpe getting two, all down to Jack Daddy, being attacked from the hatches from every single angle right now, and Joey is going to get that final kill onto Jack Daddy. And Orgless are looking extremely strong right now.
Yeah, Orgless definitely just pulling out the just very good plays, as 4-1 is so far the scoreline last round of the first half on Orgless's pick, though. So that is, for Orgless, this is definitely a good performance overall so far to start their grand finals off. And Teller's Office and Archives will be once again the last choice for the defensive half for Darksided. Now, Chuck, what does Darksided need to do to acquire the epic victory royale right now?
Being defused by attackers.
I think they're they're just trying to play and to stop these aggressive sort of strats coming out, and Itby Style has just brought something out. And look at that, Specker the only one that's got more than one kill on the side of Darksided. The rest on 1, and then Cutie on 0.
That is not a good start right now, but I'd say I still have faith. Maybe this is just not the playstyle that they've expected. Maybe Darksided have right now
10 seconds left.
something prepared on offense, because that's like I have faith right now. Honestly, I'm amused how quickly and how well Orgless were able to take the control, but still.
Yeah. They brought out the cap hand to try and stop these fast aggressive plays coming out, and that was a 6 pick, so if they don't drone Itby Style out, those could go undetected. But I reckon it could be a good denial. Specker going for a run out. I believe he did try and do this run out yesterday, but Ethan has spotted him out trying to take this shot, and Becker will have to fall a little bit further back off this angle.
Yeah, Specker right now having a big range disadvantage, as well as him having only a holo, will be forcing the Valkyrie player to just play a little bit safe. That aggression does force Specker off that initial comfortable position, so right now will be at a slight disadvantage. But Ethan seems to just completely have ignored, said, nah, I just don't want to contest it at all. Let the... Wait, is Silex gonna go and contest that? Sorry, I was a bit confused, but Derpe will be the main person to start opening up the floor to see if there's any rotations. He does spot, though, that rotation also might be a good role for August right now, but already half a round gone and not a single frag, not a single bit of any meaningful ground has been taken by August, and it's definitely a good start right now for Darksided as the time is on their
A bomb has been
on
located.
their side right now.
Yeah, they're looking good. Ethan, yeah, making his way through the lobby here. And he's going to be taken down, but Cutie's going to fall off that angle, won't confirm the kill, and they might be able to recover Ethan here as he's completely
Attackers have
fallen off.
located a bomb.
Drop down the hatchet back to that sort of center stairwell now. Dirtbag getting the kill onto Jack Daddy. There's their Legion. Cutie going down by Joey as well. Specker has to rotate up blue stairwell here. And Iffy Style is just sitting in the elevator.
Yeah, still sitting in the elevator, definitely could be a good flanking position, but as of now, Darksided need all that firepower as much as possible. Specker might actually get a good flank onto Derpe right now, who's overlooking from that angle, but Specker will not be able to succeed as Derpe was very knowledgeable. C4 from Shaq will be coming out to attempt to prevent any kind of push, but that will be the next man to go as Joey and Emorin will be shutting it off as the first half very confidently goes into the hands of Orglas. And
Yeah.
and I do want to add up as well on the side of Darksided, like you said before, bringing in Capcan was definitely a good idea. Like, if you have those rushes going, just trap meta. Trap meta
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, the trap meta, it's going to work, but I believe they sort of just, when they found out where the Capcam was sitting, they found out that there was one playing, and sort of just spotted them out. I believe they did run into a couple and took some damage, but not quite enough to even, I don't even believe they lost an operator on that round. So we're going to have to see how Darksided do go on this attack, and I like this lineup quite a bit actually.
Attackers need to locate
From
and
Darksided.
defuse the bombs.
Yeah, Darksided bringing in a very flexible, I'd say, combination. Specker on his pretty much trademark Zofia.
Yeah,
Styles on Ash, yeah, we've seen that, and has been able to perform just very eloquently. Shaq on Capitao, yep, that's the smokes that can't be countered by the ADS. That's a good choice. And then Jack Daddy on IQ with Cutie on Thermite. That should be good, yeah. Whereas Orglas are bringing in a very peculiar setup. They have 2 trap operators, a Valkyrie, a Pulse, and a Mirror. Something that Darksided were not bringing out at all during their defense and could potentially be the deal breaker.
Attackers objective.
What is Joey trying to do?
Bomb and defuse it.
yeah, just gonna have that open up and then fall back, maybe just scaring him out for a spawn peek. It's gonna be droned out just a little bit, trying to chase down this drone in general. And we're gonna have Ethan running the shotgun on Ella. This shotgun it's a very nice gun and not used too often. Recently we've sort of seen it come out and be used a little bit more, but no one really roaming off site here.
Yeah, nobody roaming off site, so Orglas are knowledgeable about how aggressive also Darksided can be on the offense. They are being quite careful about it, but at the same time, that Ella shotgun definitely says something like that. That might be it, Chief, as Shaq actually will be walking into the first Capcan trap.
Yeah, gonna get tagged up quite a bit, and that wasn't even that was just a basic pick, no 6 picked onto it, so they would have known there was a one being played, but now they're checking every doorway properly, make sure they're not gonna lose another 60 HP from that. But if Shaq plays defensively, he could just use his crossbow bolts and not really have to worry about it, and he's making his way towards, looks like garage maybe.
I'm a bit confused why was that hatch in the elevator was popped open, but I mean, I'm not a strategist, so maybe we will be seeing some more spicy plays as Salix is very patiently actually watching that angle where they could drop down as if the whole Darksided roster does decide to prompt for that drop down, it'll be a very one-sided and a very
Bomb has been
quick
located.
round if they won't be careful.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's definitely an interesting sort of play coming out. They are going through Garage Specker here on it. That hatch is extremely hard to drop down
Located by attackers.
unless you know exactly where they're going to be sitting when you drop and be able to get this shot off. They're going to be able to see your feet and your body before you can start seeing them. And the position where Silex is sitting is going to be able to take him out very quickly. If he's still moving towards where we have seen a little bit of roaming coming out and a few people sitting in that CCTV, and 30 seconds left on the site and no one has gone down.
Just as you mentioned that, Ethan will be the main person to go down first, as the Ela shotgun won't be blasting anyone off. Derpe will be the next person to get the frag, but Styles will be trading him out. A nice, a little bit of a potato play by Jack Daddy, but will be able to score the kill. Imorin will be responding back as Derpe as well. 2v2 just like that. Imorin will be getting the last one all up to Specker once again, the big player and the entry fragger of Darksided, as he's running out of time. He needs to get the closure, but at the end, the Capcan player of Orglis will be getting the better of it, as Orglis continuing their reign. And wow, just I'm confused how are some of those plays just being allowed by Darksided. They like run me through that.
They had a two-man advantage at one point, and just I'm not too sure how that really happened. They let Derpe and I believe Ethan just completely take him out one by one, taking these one-on-one engagements, sort of pushing sight and giving them a sort of an advantage by not trading out those kills. If they sort of stuck around and sort of pushed sight a little bit closer together so they could trade out those final kills, instead they just went down one by one and everyone going down. Derpe on 13 kills and 2 deaths.
Yeah, and whereas Silex is only unfortunately on 1 kill, but 3 assists, as he's been actually quite vital for some of the supporting plays of Orglis, so can't really bag the man for not having any, well, barely any kills, but at the same time, you hate to see it.
Yeah, definitely don't like to see it, but as you were saying, he's definitely playing more of those supportive roles, considering now he's on the Clash and going to be using that up. And we've seen Clash being used very obnoxiously in the Summer series recently, and we could see another one of those obnoxious plays coming out from Silex here.
Yeah, well, Silex once again, yeah, bringing in the shield operator to the battle, which could essentially mean that Orglis will be losing one of the guns to battle against the Darksided roster, which definitely not what you will want right now, especially on a grand final.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. They have given up a little bit of and sort of playing this anchor sort of style, but it is working for them. These anchor sort of positions worked out extremely well for them last time. They did lose a few at the start, but got a few kills later on. Clash here is going to be able to ping out a few of the players and play a little bit more aggressive, and I reckon the Clash is going to be very well for them. They're just going to be able to spot these operators in the hallway. And Derpe, what?
What was that angle? Derpe, the absolute nasty player of Orglis, securing another kill. The C4 flying in. That's a Kobe kill from Ethan. Cutie will be going down, and that's the second breach denied. Now all up to the 3 members, but Shaq managing to finally trade out Joey, so that is a good roll.
Attackers have located a bomb.
But
Derpe get a kill onto another one of their fraggers. Ippy Styles going down, all down to Shaq and Jack Daddy, and this is match point as well, and gonna have that Clash sort of pinging out where they are again. The hole has been opened up, but it's going to be hard for them to go for this plant, considering they just used their last smoke. Imaru takes Jack Daddy out. Jack left.
yeah, all up to Shaq, but his position has been given away by the Clash player, as his health is just getting drained, and there it is. Orglis picking up the first map, 7-1. Ladies ladies and gentlemen, I'm amazed. I'm amazed and confused. Amazed by the performance of August. Confused. How did Darksided allow that to happen?
Yeah, this isn't the Darksider that we've been seeing play all through the summer series. I'm not too sure what's going wrong with him, sort of in this situation. Just their fragging potential maybe not be on point today, and that's their big sort of crucial way they play. They play those sort of fragging operators and everything like that. So, considering if they're not showing up on those operators, it's going to be hard for them to take this one out.
Yeah, this is definitely going to prove to be quite challenging for Darksided to perform, as that just seemed that they didn't have any kind of ability to just close out any of the, well, majority of the rounds. They had the good idea, they had a good theory about how to set it up, about how to approach some of the defenses, but ultimately on the fragging side they were lacking. Flanks, mainly Spectre was doing them, and the rest of the roster of Darksided was kind of falling, unfortunately, apart, which I was thinking that we would be seeing an overtime.
Yeah, I was in the same boat as you. I was expecting this match to go extremely close, get to those sort of final overtime maps, that it was going to be an incredible game to watch. Darksided really not showing up on that map, just being taken out. Spectre did some incredible plays, but I reckon the rest of Darksided couldn't get on those flanks as well. They were sitting on site, they were just slowly being taken out one by one, and the only real person that was sort of preventing and getting on those flanks and really doing something was Spectre.
Yeah, definitely Spectre was showing his amazing fragging potential. And but let's talk about the second map that we'll be seeing. So second map is Darksided's pick. It's Coastline. And what's worrying for me is that both teams have been showing good results and good performance on Coastline. And to the point where Orglis had Coastline as their signature map as well for a fair few matchups.
Yeah, Darksided, I reckon that's their go-to map as well at the moment. And considering how many times they've played it through the summer series, Orglis looks to be doing their research very deeply in how we're seeing Darksided play. And if they've done the same thing on Coastline, Darksided are going to be in a very good position. I've seen Darksided really bring out their similar strats. Majority of times they go to Coastline. So if they sort of play that similar way, Orglis will have read into it, and it's going to be, I reckon, going down how we just saw it again.
Right. Now we also have an announcement to make, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the Six Oceanic Cup coming up fairly soon. Both teams of this current matchup will be also there to contest it, and the tickets are all ready to go. There's the link on your monitors, but yeah, so far we've been seeing a bit of a wonky performance overall from Darksided, but I would personally, I would say that the second map might be theirs, because we've seen plenty of times when both of those teams were versing each other, and Darksided managed to pull it back. I believe, what was it, on Clubhouse? That was a matchup between Orglis and Darksided, and they brought it back like 8 rounds.
Yeah, I do think I remember watching that. So these two teams have faced each other a lot and started to learn how each other sort of plays. So if Darksided, yeah, this is going to be a strong map, and they do have a big chance of taking it out. But just seeing how they played then and stuff, you would expect them to take a couple more rounds out, considering they only got one. But only time will tell how this map sort of finishes out.
Yeah, how do you reckon we will be seeing the first first half unveil? Because Orglis will be the team defending on the first half. Where do you reckon we will be seeing the first few rounds unveil?
It on past sort of styles of play, we sort of see Specker stick to his signature Zofia, Ippy style of the Ash. Those two are the main players that really need to sort of get in there, get those kills going up. The rest can play those sort of support roles and be a little bit more sort of utility and not have to worry about getting those kills. So I reckon it's going to go down to these two fragging operators to try and fragging players, to really show up and try and get these kills going down, because we've seen Specker completely destroy people on Coastline.
Yeah, Coastline has been definitely a very, very strong play, but what feels to me is that on offense, both the teams have been boasting a very similar playstyle, like be very aggressive, be very kind of explosive about how they approach a variety of the sides. But on defense, the playstyle has been way different. Like we've seen Darksided pull off the big plays. Yes, Specker pulling off the big flanks, whereas the rest of the team has been anchoring, would have been the big one. Whereas on Athletico, we just seen all of them anchor up and just ready to take all of the firefights and have the crossfires set up. Like, it feels odd to me that only a one-man difference essentially in the positioning is what made the difference on the first half of the bank.
Yeah, so it's going to be hard to say, because both, I reckon, Bank, Coastline play very differently to each other. Coastline sorta, you can anchor up and play similar to that style, but I reckon this map is more relied on, you need some of those either roamers or late flanks coming out to sort of secure those defense rounds, considering that's how we've seen a lot of teams playing recently, and that's why we see these bottom sites being played a lot more on Coastline, so we have those sort of players sitting upstairs and around those areas.
Yeah. Think of. Because I feel to me that it's a bit of an odd thing to talk about, but do you reckon that if Specker and Style pop off frags wise, they will be able to just roll in and get going, or is it a matter of the whole team kind of performing like we've seen with Orglis?
It's definitely still going to be a sort of team contribution and sort of opening these lines of sights, taking control of these positions. But we're seeing sort of, they work as a team, but we're seeing the same sort of players getting those kills and the rest droning them out and being those sort of more helping the team out, considering getting on those roles. So we're going to probably see the other players getting on those drones, droning, helping them drone out, playing more as a unit compared to how we previously saw them play, I reckon.
Yeah, that could definitely be the case, but going into the ban phase, what could we see here? Because Orglis now being the first team to ban, I reckon, could this be like Blackbeard Glaz maybe ban from Orglis?
Glaz and Blackbeard do get banned quite often on this map, but Jackal is going to be taken out once again. They're not liking facing the Jackal recently, it looks like.
Yeah, the trying to eliminate as much of the info gathering as possible is definitely a much more preferred decision for the defensive side. But the Glaz being banned is, you could somehow say that it's centered against one of the players of Orgless, but at the same time, Glaz on Coastline has been a very prolific operator to play as.
Yeah, Emorin did pop off on the Glaz previously, but it's very common for Glaz to just be taken out in general on most maps now, so probably it's not a target ban, it's more of just we don't want to face a Glaz on this map considering how powerful he is.
Definitely would have to agree with you, and the last man to be banned is a Maestro, which leaves us once again with a mirror still open.
Yeah.
Which I kind of doubt that Darksided will utilize once again, as I'd imagine their approach to some of the defenses has been already readjusted for that mirror ban. But Orgless has been utilizing her a fair few times, and that worked like a charm for them.
Especially on this map, Mirror, it's a map. This map's not necessary for Mirror to be used, but Mirror can be extremely powerful on this map, and there's plenty of spots that are great for it to be used. You're going to see Derpe getting on that ACOG, and also Joey on an ACOG as well.
Yeah, so them bringing out the two French operators definitely would be showing that they will be attempting to contest the long angles. That could be quite beneficial, especially on the Penthouse Theater site, where it boasts, at the very least, two of the long angles that you could have going for the defenders, and they could be quite deadly.
Yeah, the ACOG's definitely gonna shine out, especially starting to see sort of more of those ACOGs being played on the defensive side, and I've just started to notice when I'm playing in general, a lot of people are preferring to sort of play more of those ACOG sort of operators on defense.
5 seconds remaining.
And Coastline, just as it is, has been a good showcase of that choice. Derpe might be actually going in for the big spawn peak just to throw off some of the attackers. Won't be getting any closure. Both actually, Emo and him went for that potential peak, but just to throw off the Darksided players, maybe even. But the Hibana charges will now be used to... Oh, Derpe will be denying those Hibana charges, but can the Castle player actually get back towards that spot and put it back up again? Because I believe he still can put it in. And the angle seems to be also quite open.
Yeah, so we're going to see Ethan sort of playing in this Sunrise area. Itzy Styles is quite above him right now, just running in, maybe flashing out. That barricade setup is so hard to sort of fight against, so he's going to try and quickly take it out with an Ash charge and blow it. Gone. Specker already making his way very quickly into luggage. Not going to catch anyone out. Also going to see spraying through the wall. Can he catch him out?
I think he did connect the shots due to the hard wall, but I like what I'm seeing right now from Darksided, as that's the explosive gameplay that I remembered them for, and that's exactly what they need right now. That like big tide, big aggression, big plays, compared to what they had before.
Yeah, so these explosive sort of plays, they're already opening up these walls. That the only thing they really need to worry about right now is there is, I believe, Ethan still offside and stuff like that, so we could see a late flake coming out.
Oh my god.
Emorin's just going to take Specker right out of this game, peeking that very aggressively, continually to still peak. And that's their Zofia going down. So no concussion grenades are going to be able to be thrown in. And Judy going to be throwing them out.
I like how both players of Orgless are just hiding behind the pixels as Emorin just gets the better of Cutie as well. Just like that, 2 people lost already to that peak. Styles will be able to get the better of Joey, but Ethan at the end on the flank does shut down Jack Daddy. So now a 2v4 like that, make it 2v3, and yeah, that is an unexpected turn of events, as the diffuser's down very far away as well, in a very comfortable also position.
Yeah, and we're going to see Shaq just taking Emorin right out of this one, but Silex is going to take Itzy Styles out. It's now at a 1v2. 2 players tagged up. Flash going out, all down to Shaq. He's going to peek out. Shaq's going to take Silex out. It's all down to Ethan, and he's recovered the diffuser.
I don't think Shaq has spotted actually the Jaeger player of
5 seconds to go.
of Darksided as the plant is going down. the plays, the plays, ring around the Rosie will be securing the win for Orglis. How was that again allowed? How?
Beautiful play coming out from Ethan. Not even needed to take a shot. Just make Silex pull off that plant and just didn't even need to take the engagement after that. There was no time for him to go for that plant once again. 7 seconds, too long. And yeah, would have been stuck on that plant. So that was a beautiful play, and it did look like he was going to clutch that one out.
Yeah, he had all the tools, all the possibilities. Shaq managed to get a fair few kills, and even the odds out into 1v1, but ultimately at the end just unable to get the shots on the Jaeger at the time, resulted in a loss for the first round. So like I said before, I'm still gonna stand by my word. Darksided definitely showing a better understanding of Coastline rather than Bank, but they need that last bit of that push, that last spark to get themselves going, because they were so close once again to getting the big win. Shaq nearly clutched it up and just didn't work out at the end, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, very close to taking that one out, but just gonna see those ACOGs being played again. They're not gonna have the Rook this time, just gonna have Derpe, and he's doing another run out again.
Defender has been discovered.
Yeah, Derpe is the absolute madman. Be getting some peaks, but ooh, Emorin actually might be getting potentially just going in for a quick bait and switch and get out of there, as the drones actually come in at just the right time before they arrived there before he was still there, so they would just give an all good call out and allow the team to continue moving in.
Yeah, they've taken quite a fair chunk of the map again very quickly. Specca doing quick works, already getting down luggage and setting up a claymore for this rotate. And I don't believe he chucked it there last time, and Ethan did come up from that staircase and take, I believe it was Ippy Style out. So having these rotates sort of spotted up, Ippy Style getting very aggressive, peeking this sort of courtyard main lobby doorway entrance, and there is 2 defending operators sitting in there.
That is a very peculiar angle as well, as I don't think any of the Orglis players will be expecting that angle as well. Whereas the rest of the defending roster is still just roaming around and close by the objective. Shaq doing essentially what Derpy did on Bank, just opening up all the holes with the sledge, which would allow a huge variety of the peeking angles.
Throws a nade. I believe he got stuck in the floorboard there, so it didn't quite drop down. Could see Droey trying to contest this angle from above. Gonna see Ippy Style taking out that bulletproof cam, making sure they don't spot him out, but he's still sitting in this peeking angle to that entrance, so that's a very strange angle to see coming out. A minute left and only a tiny amount of damage of Ippy gone out to Ippy Style.
Yeah, right now only less than a minute left to go for Darksided to execute their offense. It feels that their plan has kind of stalled out a little bit, as they had a good idea, start opening the floor, start opening, get a frag in the inside courtyard, and then roll in from there. But ultimately, at the end, just unable to get any closure. It just doesn't work at all.
Yeah, Specca leaving the Goo Mine stuck at his leg for quite a long time right now. And I reckon these sort of styles of play, Silex is just going to be hiding in a corner, taking out Cutie and getting another one onto Jack Daddy. And Specca's going to jump in, does get a kill on to the dock there. But 15 seconds to go, and they have to push a few players. Emo Red using the same position. Star was in.
Wow. But Specca, only with 3 seconds left to go, unfortunately can't contest anything. Will be able to down Silex at the end, but can't finish him off. And just like that, Orglis take another round for themselves, as yeah, that Emo managed to just rub it in at the end, use the very same spot and just shows how Orgless are able to play even with a very one-dimensional play, being just stay around the side, don't take any of the control of above, and play very safely. They were able to win the round once again, which worked like a charm.
Yeah, they didn't. I reckon they sat in a lot of angles that Darksided weren't expecting. They sat a lot of players around so that electrical area and main lobby, and the whole setup for Darksided then was to go above site and open up that floor and try and shoot down. And there was only really one player on site for that to sort of take out, and they still couldn't find out where he was quite sitting.
It feels to me that maybe Shaq just didn't go far enough. Like, he managed to open up the floor above the bathroom. Why not a little overstretch and go for opening up the floor above the supply and the service engine? Because that's where the majority of the defenders hide. And him not opening it up leaves the defenders in a very cozy spot still. And them being able to respond back with a C4 from below. So it feels like a misplay, but doesn't sound like a misplay. Maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe it was. Maybe it's something within the game that prevented. We'll never know at the end. But so far, Orgless just showing good prowess overall.
Yeah, and I reckon this is the site for them to get a point on the board. We're seeing Orgless playing more sort of upstairs and less that one-dimensional play, and I reckon that's how Darksided are more sort of comfortable facing this sort of style of playing, I reckon.
Most definitely. Ethan actually is sitting still behind with a couple ADSs, as now he's forced Speka to just kind of wait for any of the aggression. And I would have to agree with you. Yeah, the way how Orgless playing is definitely completely different compared to how they played the previous two rounds. As now they're much more spread out around the objective, so could offer a good capability for Darksided to pick up the frags early on through the round.
Yeah, that's how we've seen them sort of play. They need these sort of early on frags to sort of help out them winning, and we could see Speka very close to an engagement right here, and Jack Daddy's going to take out Emo Rin. That's their Legion going down. Ethan goes down as well. Jack Daddy pop it off right here, and that's what they need right now. They have a two-man advantage and a minute 30 to get in. Epi Styles gets one. Joey does take Epi Styles out after that. They're in a beautiful position as Joey has gone down.
Yeah, but Joey will be picked back up, back to 75 health, and 2v4 situation, a much more doable around for Orgless. I mean, for Darksided, as that's exactly what they needed. They needed to get rid of Emo and Ethan, the two players that have been popping out, just nutty. And there we go, Speka managing to push in, finally gets the better of Depe, and now all up to Joey to try to get the big win. There's still plenty of time for the attackers. Oh, the shots are missing so far, but Joey's still alive, still kicking. Now that there's full knowledge about the positioning of the Orgless player, I'm curious whether he will be able to get any closure, or whether this will be the first round finally to go into the hands of Darksided.
It's very... I'm pretty sure it's going to Darksided right now. The plan's set up. They have a setup to outside, and there we go. Speka going to take Joey out. And yeah, they were playing a lot and giving sort of Darksided a big opportunity. They're doing that spreaded play that Darksided like to face and sort of help them out. Once they sort of split up and took that top floor control with the roamers, Darksided went in and took all those roamers out very quickly.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed. Get rid of all the roaming potential, start cutting out the players away from each other, as Orgless has been mainly just playing all together, like in a bunch, and managing to refrag and get the win. Whereas this time, like you predicted, this was the round for Darksided to take, and they sure did take it. Penthouse Theater though, so no more castle. No more castle tricks. Instead of that, there's going to be mute. And Darksided bringing in a Ying for the take. How do you feel would this work out, or whether this will be just a continuation of the momentum that Darksided might have picked?
I reckon this Ying is, yeah, it's very good to bring in right now. August banned Ying last time. They don't like facing a Ying. Those Candelas are horrible once they throw in. And that's what's going to counter the way August play. They play very together on site. Those Candelas go in, they can move in and get those kills
5 seconds to go.
very quickly once they're blind.
And especially on Bank,
Attackers
Being is
recovered the diffuser.
extremely
Attackers' objective is to
good
locate a bomb
and has a good amount of leverage to
Defenders
grant the
left.
attacking team. Oh my lord, Derpe, what are you doing? Goes for the BM spawn peek onto Speka, shutting down the Zofia player. That is definitely gonna hurt. Speka is not happy. He is not happy at all.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't be happy with taking a death like that with a spawn peak. Not happy whatsoever. Ethan's just gonna run straight out on Ippy Styles. Ethan playing in kitchen, and down goes both their fraggers, main fragging operators.
Yeah, both fragging operators, both entry fraggers are all gone, and yeah, is it back to the Wargless roller coaster? Because it pains to see this, man. Like, good for Orgless as they managing to just absolutely plow through the whole summer series. As I believe we didn't see a single 2-1 win from Orgless. It was all 2-0. But at the same time, Darksided, like one of the longest running rosters in ANZ, and this is hashtag not my Darksided.
Yeah, it's strange to see Darksided being taken so dominantly right now and so quickly. They're down on their map pick. They're looking not very confident, and Ethan just gets another kill onto Shaq, and it's all down to Cutie and Jack Daddy. Jack Daddy playing decently right now. Did get a few kills last time. Emo Red should be on fire, but Nuts just feeling a bit cold, so he's got to warm up.
Ooh, that is a good start right now, though, for Darksided, as both of those remaining players do manage to pick a kill each. So now a 3v2, a much more manageable situation, and still a minute to go for the attacking team. Jack Daddy gets into a firefight with one of the French players, but unable to get any closure. Ethan will be the one shutting down the Capital player, all up to Cutie, who actually has been able to show a fair few times before some good clutching potential. So right now he still has the 5-5 players in his hands, but not anymore, as the bullet from Derpe will be shutting him down. Round 4 going once again into the hands of Orgless, as yeah, just all fell apart. I do want to say that it started off with that spawn peak. Like, that's what initially kind of sealed the potential deal.
Then Ethan put the nail in the coffin when he got that kill onto Ippy Style. So yeah, their map pick, they're not playing extremely well. Not be able to sort of stand out the way Orgless are playing. I feel like Darksided can't predict it. There is too much unprediction coming out from all their players. They're either anchoring or they're having some roamers going around, and they can't predict when they're going to sort of anchor up.
Definitely, as yeah, like you said before,
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
Orgless showing just good amount of flexibility. They sometimes they go for spawn peak, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they play very anchor heavy, and we've seen before they did play very Roma heavy game. So definitely a very good showcase right now for Orgless as well. Whereas Darksided, yeah, is unfortunately falling behind, not being able to show a lot of teeth to their offense. I do sincerely hope for them that maybe the defense will be their better forte
5 seconds left before
in that regard, as I mean,
attackers recover.
it's grand finals, man. Two best teams of summer series, and have the scoreline so far like that, 7-1 on the first map.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Yeah, grand final definitely shouldn't be going like this. You expect very close games happening right now, but we're not seeing that happen. We're just seeing very sort of quick rounds, Auglis being dominant and just taking everyone out so quickly and so cleanly that it doesn't seem like it's a grand final match. It still seems like we're still building our way up the ladder.
It feels like that occasionally, but I wouldn't bag out Darksided just yet. We've seen them plenty of times that they managed to make an incredible comeback from pretty much the minimal amount of odds. So definitely still room for Darksided to come back, and still 2 more rounds to get them on board and even it out for themselves. Or we're going to be going into the half number 2. Style will be the first man to take out Ethan though. So and only after just under half a round gone. So that is a good roll. Good start.
Yep, they do have this buck opening up this floor now as well. That taking Ethan out that quickly is going to be good for him. Now they're setting up this angle where they're going to have both vertical and players above and below. So Cutie does get the kill on the Silex, and this is Darksided's another round. I reckon they're going to take out their sit up very well. Specker has been sort of concussed out.
Definitely feels like that they might actually get the big win as Joey tries to contest the buck with a shotgun, but Jack Daddy will be able to get the better of Emorin. But the diffuser is down now in Sunrise. So now Joey just needs to rotate over to Derpe to get the full-on foothold in and around the Sunrise bar, but we might actually be able to creep up on one of the attackers as he does see the Tracer. So Styles, in return, will be able to get the better of Joey, so all up to Derpe in a 1v4. He needs to ace it if he wants to continue the Auglis train rolling. Will be scoring, but
Defender has left
nothing
the
as of yet.
staging area. Defender has been discovered.
Oh no, Derpe! Oh, I was almost thinking that he was about to nail that shot onto Jack Daddy, but fortunately for the Darksided player, the team is now on a 1 point difference.
Yeah, that round was a lot more confident and sort of taking out these roaming players. And we're gonna have to see more rounds coming out like that. Darksided still definitely in contention, and I reckon high chance we could see an overtime on this map right now.
Yeah, this definitely feels like a much more centered towards overtime map, as Darksided managing to bring it back a little, back to 1 point difference. Still, Auglis have 1 point to go, and both of the teams will want this final round right now, going for them, because if Darksided manage to even it out, that pretty much puts them back onto the even ground. Whereas Auglis, if Auglis manage to bring it back, they get that extra foothold for themselves to roll with on the offense. As just in general, we so far seen a very kind of a shaky offense from Darksided. I'm a bit curious how will Auglis perform their offensive play on Coastline.
Yeah, it's gonna be Darksided.
10 seconds to go.
Their plays on Coastline, I do like the way they play on Coastline on defense. The setups they do are very nice and sort of picked out well for how they like to play on defense. So this is why it's one of their favorite maps. But Auglis keep chucking random stuff in and bringing out new strats for different sites each time they play on a site. They haven't really played the same site the same.
Yeah, Auglis been showing some good kind of wild card potential for some of their plays, which definitely has been thrown off a fair few players of Darksided. But it feels that Darksided might have gained just a better understanding of how does that wildcard factor roll in for the opposing team.
Yeah, we're going to see Derpe on the Vigil now, so an operator we haven't seen come out yet today. Becca checking out these drone holes, seeing if we find anyone out, see any early damage or kills would be good right now. Droning coming out, sort of droning himself out and trying to take this round very quickly as Shaq is moving his way down that 90 hallway, and Jack Daddy Peak into the main entrance where we saw a lot of players sitting around last time they played Kitchen.
And meanwhile, Jack Daddy will be able to get the early peek onto Ethan, so that is a good start right now again for Darksided, as one of the big players that has been popping off a fair few times for August is now down and out from this round. And okay, so Spectre does know where could be one of the defenders. Derpe has been drawn down, so he will be now deciding to contest that angle. But can he nail the shots? No, he won't, as the Zofia player will be now making the man advantage in Darksided's favor even further. Oh, Shaq attempting to peek the smoke player, won't be able to get anything, but Jack Daddy will be able to reconfirm that kill. Nice peek onto Styles by Silex. Now a 4v2 is in effect, but not a lot of utility to work with, as Emorin is somewhat cornered at his position.
Yes, and I like the adaptation coming out from Darkside. They decided to counter-strike against him. 30 seconds left, though. They are in a two-man advantage. We can see the impact run out. Emorin could get this kill. Jack Daddy will go down. It's now 3v2. Can Silex take down Spectre? Threat is going down. Emorin does get another one. It's all down to Cutie in a 1v2.
15 seconds to go.
15 seconds to go, and just like that, a 4v2 turned into a 1v2 in favor of Orglis. How is that allowed? The Gumine did manage to go in, and Emorin at the end seals the deal. Oh my god! Oh my god! That is just wow. I don't have any words for that.
That's very sort of, that'd be a frustrating round for Darksided to lose. That would hit it where it hurts. But we do see the switch over coming out. Darksided gonna take it to Penthouse first up. A very sort of similar lineup to how we saw Auglis play last time on Bank. Same sort of operators being brought out, it looks like.
It looks like it, and Pepe will be bringing in a Ying this time. That was banned in the previous matchup, so this could end up being in yet another rush round. What do you reckon?
Definitely potential of it. The operators they have brought out could see sort of a rush sort of plant coming out. We got the Kappa Tower, you got the Ash and the Ying, so we could see smoke candelas and then rush plants and stuff. All that interesting stuff. And they're not gonna, the way they like to play it, they don't reinforce all the walls of VIP, which could be a little bit dangerous for them.
Be quite dangerous indeed, as a single wrong move with the Ying charge could spiral down the whole offense, but interestingly enough, Darksided are leaving the middle of the center side of the penthouse wall to the west fully opened, which either could dictate that they will be expanding over to VIP or playing very aggressively in penthouse.
Pretty sure from previous times of watching them, we see Itby Styles on the Jaeger sort of play aggressively in VIP, and it's his job to sort of hold this whole angle off. A lot of reinforcements have been put to VIP, so he is very safe and won't be wallbagged, and it's just mainly the doorway and the 3 doors that can enter from, really.
Yeah, Deb already making his way over to the end of the south hallway. We'll be just waiting for the drone to do all the work and get all the information, whereas Joey actually making his way over to the aquarium, where he might be able to rendezvous with Derpe. Dial is still holding an angle in the VIP area, but he got instantly drawn down, so the shots might be flying in very soon, or at least Dial would be expecting it, so it's a very interesting angle as well, I have to point out.
Nice angle from Emorin being opened up all the way through the door to, if he wants to try and exit to Hall of Fame. But Specker also going to be playing around Hall of Fame just to help out Ippy Styles if he gets trapped. And still Gonna have Derpe and Luggage not pushing into that stairway. Ippy Styles constantly being pinged, being shot at, and will fall into Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so for Styles right now, this is a good start as he manages to escape with full health. But right now, Shaq is getting all tagged down from below as Orgless are essentially pulling nearly the same play as Darksider did. They just continuously applying pressure from below just to get the Darksider players out of the comfort zone. But interestingly enough, Silex will be the man opening up that wall now, and Ethan finally finds Styles, but QD responding back onto Imorin. Good. Work out quite well right now.
Yeah, we're getting down into the final minute of this round, and still 4v4. Ethan tagged extremely low though, so would have been from the engagement with Ippy Styles. Spraying through the wall, nearly nailed. I believe it is Cutie that he would have got the kill there, and they have pushed through it. Ethan does take out Cutie. That's their dock player going down. Kendall is coming in. Could we see the smokes coming in also as Derpe has made his way to site?
Derpe now will be able to safely take out the needle from his leg, but Jack Daddy will be the man pushing in, gets the better of Derpe, but will be also getting the better. What is this? The triple kill from Jack Daddy makes it a 3v1 situation with Ethan barely on any health, and will be able to get down by Specca. That is the defuse going down as Jack Daddy with a triple kill at the end, managing to exceed the expectations and get the better of the Orgless players. Darksider is back again on a 1-point disadvantage against Orgless, and that was a very explosive and a very well held out round.
Yeah, they sort of fell back when those Candelas and smoke came out, and then just relied on smoke to throw those smoke canisters out, do all the damage out, and then once that plant was going down, they sort of just rushed in and took everyone out simultaneously. And that was a beautiful round coming from Darksider there, going into a man disadvantage at the start, but recovering extremely well.
Oh yeah, they managed to recover very, very well. Whereas Orgless just kind of felt like as if they were sticking just to their kind of push to their strat instead of trying to kind of readjust. They didn't take control of the VIP properly. They didn't take control of any other spot outside of Penthouse, and that kind of one-sided push is what I feel what ended up being their issue.
Yeah, one-sided push. They sort of there was nothing really to pinch him out on after that, so really suffered from it. But Darksider gonna go to Hookah next. Interesting site. I don't believe we saw Orgless try and defend Hookah whatsoever.
No, we did not see at all the defense of Hookah from Orgless, but the Darksider might actually have something to say with their setup that actually has been used quite frequently as of recently, and it allows plenty of flexibility as well, especially if you have control of the blue boss.
Yeah, the setup, a lot of the floor being opened up, so a lot of sort of vertical style play is going to come out. Ippy Style aggressively peeking here. Derpe on the Blackbeard. That's definitely an operator you don't like to face. So it's going to be interesting where they choose to sort of put him and play him.
And interestingly enough, also I do want to point out that we are used to see mainly Joey bring out the Blackbeard plays prior to several matches, but it seems that Deb will be the man on the gun shield working his job today. I'm curious about the fact that Darksider is still kind of mid-setting up the last rotation holes, which could potentially allow Ethan to actually even sneak through.
Yeah, a lot of prep still going down considering how late that is. No rotation hole from B bomb site. It looks like Shaq's just gonna have to be sitting around on that stairwell, opening up a line of sight into behind the bar. No one gonna be sitting there though. A lot of players just sitting below underneath with that blue bar hold that you were talking about earlier. And it's seeming like it's gonna work out. They are pretty clueless to see where these players are sitting. They haven't really noticed caught anyone out yet, and they're going for this sort of one-dimensional push where they're going for the top floor and nowhere really else.
Yeah, so this is the showcase that Orgless right now are very much clueless about how do they want to approach it, because so far they only have Ethan kind of on the flank, but he's about to reveal his position. Jack Daddy gets the better of Derpe as well, so that is the Blackbeard off the board now. And this just shows that they're now swapped over to a very passive play. They want to go for the refrag. Shaq might actually be able to get that sweet double kill. He misses on the Hibana. What is happening? Misses all the shots. Joey at the end manages to get the better of Shaq, but ultimately Specca at the end will be getting the better of Joey as the round count is now even.
Yeah, they've done very well for themselves to bring it back, and this is how we see Darksided usually play. So good to see them sort of bring everything back. 4-4 now, and going to Kitchen next up. Kitchen's starting to be everyone's favorite site to defend, so it's going to be interesting to see how Darksided like to play it if they want to have roaming capability upstairs. Going to see a mirror being brought out as well.
Being a mirror, all things considered. Nope. Too early to speak. Spectre will be getting back onto his main, being Valkyrie. As once again, yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of mirror plays at all from either of the teams. Even all things considered, that she was the operator that slipped through the ban phase.
Yeah, it's what I'm sort of starting to see is people have built so many strategies behind not playing a mirror that when mirror stops getting banned, they don't have the strat for a mirror anymore, because it was banned that often that they stopped making strats with it. So now that mirror's being less and less banned, we're still seeing the teams never really pick them up too much anymore.
Yeah.
5 seconds to go.
But now, Beauty doing the final setup. Specca with the aggressive Valk camp placements. Also spotting the Joey's drone to eliminate any further potential for the droning. Right now, Darkseid are actually playing somewhat similar how Orgless did one of their defenses, very spread out around the objective and just playing a very aggressive play, whereas Ethan is already so close and so ready to frag out. I feel that this could actually could be big if he will be enabled to just push in and shift W in like he did before on the bank.
Yeah, is he just gonna stroll back onto site and no one expects him to be there? It's not very set up for him to. Cutie, I believe, does maybe have a line of sight onto that door, so that's his only real threat right now on a site, and he could be allowed, besides that barbed wire, to just sprint straight onto site. Still going to play it a little bit more defensively instead of just running straight there, but it does look like he just wants to run in there.
Yeah, really feels like he's just about to be ready to roll, but there are plenty of crossfires that are all set up, and Jack Daddy on the very aggressive roam could actually be able to score some nice kills. Ethan is knowledgeable about the position of the Legion player, but the diffuser is starting up by Salix. First kill onto Style will be able to score something, some kills, but Shaq and Style again replying back. Imorin getting a double kill. Ethan picking up as well. 2v2 just like that. A very explosive thought and roll all up to Specca, as Cutie is now all down. Then they will need to pick his smoke player if they want a chance to get back at the offensive side.
Yes, but both Buck and Ash tagged extremely low right now. A grenade coming out. Could this do any damage? Cutie will be recovered. And through the drone hole, there's going to be some damage going out. Maybe just a little. Leave Ethan to stare at Specco for just a little bit and will lose his life because of it. Emo Rin has jumped in, trying to catch anyone out. Does spot him. Can he take this shot? Not quite. He's still flicking side to side. 35 seconds left on the clock, and Cutie with the shotgun is going to kill Emo Rin.
That was a very close round, but Darkseid managing to bring it back at the end. Definitely now going to be feeling well as this is their first time they've gone into the advantage over Orglis 5-4, and they're very close to getting the big win, whereas Orglis has been falling behind on what even I've been prophesizing to being their signature map.
Yeah, they're switching between sort of how they style of play, and the way Darkside are just defending. Defense are definitely going to be their strongest side on this map, and the way they're set up and the way they're playing on it is incredibly well, and getting so many frags from it, and still, you wouldn't say too anchor heavy, but a lot of roaming coming out, and we're not seeing Orglis take out those roamers too quickly.
Yeah, Darkside had full on brought it back. Jack Daddy on 11 kills, whereas Specker was the man popping off on the previous map. Whereas for Orglis, we're seeing kind of a very interesting spread with how it all balanced out itself. We had a very kind of similar spread to what we've seen during map 1, bar the top the high double digits frag count, but overall definitely a much brighter performance from Darkside compared to Bank.
Yeah, and this is also a site that they won on with this same setup, but the way they have changed operators, so we could see a little bit of a change up coming out for how they want to tackle pushing this site here. No longer going to be running the Ying anymore. So it could be interesting to see how they're going to play that Blackbeard. That Blackbeard can be dangerous, especially on Penthouse.
Yeah, that shield still, even after so many nerfs, still could be quite viable, and the damage on those rifles is also quite dangerous as well. So now Orglis do know about the roamer in the VIP area, but won't even be bothered to try to take control of that just yet. Their main issue is going to be QD on that ACOG with the MP5. Could be quite lethal as well.
Yeah, gonna spot out where these players are. Gonna have QD in that 90 hallway and gonna be shot at from luggage, but we'll be able to rotate through that hole straight back onto site and all safe again. So Alex repelled up. We'll be able to open up this, but I don't think he's got enough pellets to make it. Oh no, it does work out, and we'll be able to crawl through it. It opens some more lines of sights towards that same site. Same play coming out though again.
Yeah, seems like the same play, but I'm curious whether this time they will be on a watch out for the very aggressive pushes, because that's exactly what was the bane of them, of the attacking team before, where Jack Daddy just outright decided to go for a push in. He knew exactly where the Ying was and just kind of steamrolled from there. Whereas now it just feels like the offense is slowly stalling out.
Yeah, gonna maybe see Derpe repel towards this B window, and that could be very dangerous for the side of Orglis if they don't have a run-out set or anything. But they do have this run-out set, but Specker will go down because of it. And there's two players losing their life, Jack Daddy, and now Silex got a Doom Mine in his foot, but will be trying to go for this plant right now, peeking the angle first. 25 seconds left on the clock, and Diffuser does look like will be going down.
Attackers are activating the bomb
And
diffuser.
there goes Ippy Style as well.
Interestingly enough, that Orglis were completely knowledgeable about that angle that Darkside could have held, and they were able to completely prevent it by just spamming those flashes from there, and Ethan at the end just clearing up the house, managing to get the better of it, as this definitely looks like a much more adapted turn of events, as Ethan needed to double check before he knew that that was a live body there. But yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, we're back onto a draw, and whoever wins this round will be getting the match point and a potential advantage. Whereas now that the way how Coastline been going, I'd actually say that we might actually see the overtime going.
Yeah, still do reckon that we could highly see a overtime coming out here, just sort of going round for round now,
Attackers need to locate
and
defuse bombs.
going back to hookah. This was a Darksided very strong on this hookah hold, and it really didn't look like August knew how to face this push. They just sort of ran through doorways and got taken out very quickly. So this should be another Darksided round if August haven't picked up on it and got a counter strat against him.
It could be that because so far the setups that Darksider has been showing off have been pretty
10 seconds left.
similar to their initial setup. So definitely something that Orglis could read in on some of the plays, but Hoka is definitely going to be a challenge and a half
Cover the bomb diffuser.
for
Attackers are heading out.
for the leading team in regards to the map points. Whereas because before they were left with kind of just left wandering around, and they will need to get rid of that Valkyrie player from below in the Sunrise because he will be a thorn in the side of Orglis if they would try to go for a plant.
Yes, Specker was extremely powerful in that position when they first played on it, so they definitely gonna have to try and do it. Derpe on the Blackbeard here is gonna be peeking towards on this north wall, trying to peek into the B-Fob site. Jack taking some shots at him, nothing gonna quite land at the moment, but looks like the same sort of push coming out. Ethan making his way to Hall of Fame sort of VIP area, gonna push in that direction. And from what I've seen so far, I haven't really seen any adaptation from Auglis here.
Yeah, Orglis seeming to be pushing up just the very same way. Shaq decided to push back towards the stairs, and right now Ethan is just going in for more disruption, I guess. Because right now they still haven't gotten rid of that Valkyrie, which they need to. They need to drone her out. They need to get all that knowledge because they can't be going for a very one-dimensional push like they did before. That is not how you approach this.
Yeah, they need to split off, go downstairs and try and take out these roamers and players below. Taking out all these barbed wire here. Ethan's just going to run and peek in, and he's made his way onto the A bomb site. He's going to be peeking Aquarium, and he will get the kill off onto Cutie. It does look like he might be able to recover Emo Rin, but no, if he still has something to say about that, and we'll get both of these kills. Ethan, Emo Rin going down, and that was a beautiful play from Ippy Style.
Managing to kind of bait in one of his teammates. Ippy just ease the head popping out of the Legion player, but can he connect those shots? He did get peeked. Oh! Another Guman will be coming out. The plant might be going in. Shaq is still playing very close and very aggressively with that shotgun. Time is slowly running out as Derpe does need to score himself the kill, but will be whiffing the shots as the Jaeger player of Darksider will be once again scoring the big dub. And 2v4 just like that. Joey and Salix, the only two players left, make it 0 as Baghdadi at the end getting the better of Joey as Darksided now take the match point and potentially could even win this map very quickly.
Yes. Did see them after this site go to, I believe, Kitchen, which is a site they were also very good on. So it could be interesting to see if we do go to map 3 or if Auglis have something to say and want to take this to overtime.
Yeah, and, well, for Darksided, they would just want to close it out very, very swiftly, whereas Orglis just not feeling too well, not too pretty around their positioning, as kitchen and service entrance will be the choice for what potentially could be the last round of this map. And Orglis just needs to bust out all their big plays. Derpe getting the Dokkaebi out, which has been a substantial leverage for Orglis on some of the plays. And look at this, 2 players on double digits for Darksided.
Yes, and also another interesting operator to come out. You're going to see the Capcan, Shaq playing him, and I believe we did see, I believe it was August play very well with the Capcan on Bank, so seeing if we could throw a little bit of a spanner in the works here and do some early damage on with those entry denial devices.
It definitely hurt
5 seconds to
some
go.
of the attackers, but
Attackers
undecided on which side to put it in. And the whole beauty of Capcan is, yeah, the less you play him, the more efficient he is, and the more kind of sporadic some of the placements of the entry denial devices are. Again, the more damage you can deal to the enemy, because that will leave them questioning. Ethan, though, picking up the kill onto Shaq, the Capcan player that we said that could make the difference, will be down and out, and I don't think he was able to finish placing his Capcan devices to the end.
Yeah, don't believe he got all 5 down, but Derpe could be peeking and taking some shots into Blue Bar. No, Jack Daddy is around there. Jack Daddy does get away with his life since Derp wasn't peeking into it. But as I say that, Ethan does take Jack Daddy out from, I believe, above. Oh no,
No,
all
that
the
was
way
from
back
Sunrise.
from Horizon.
That was very well played. Speka is the next man to potentially contest the plays, but he's getting called on the phone, and that as well as the rest of the players of Darksided, as their initial position has been revealed, revealing that Cutie is still up and around the bathroom. Joey is still on the drone, manages to call out the position, and right now this could be the prime moment right now to rush in, as there's only one person actually holding the angle.
Yes, 2 players offside, so could see it be Style maybe going for a cheeky
Oh, boy.
jump out here and going for this kills, but I believe they do know he's in there. The flash, Ethan gonna run in and just take it. B Styles out. Silex does take Cutie, all down to Specker at a 1v5, and that logic bomb is going off. Diffuser is being planted. This is a difficult one for him.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a a great feat to pull off. He does need a ace, but that is the first step. Imorin is gone. Diffuser, though, did get planted, so he will be running out of time very soon, and he still hasn't turned off his phone, as Debbie with the prediction will be able to nail him down. We are going overtime, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm unsure which way this is gonna go, because this has been so close ever since the end of the first half that I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how this one will end. It's very hard to predict. It's all going to go down to, I reckon, who has the more defense. Both teams being a little bit stronger on defense. So Darksided having the defense first definitely could give them an advantage. Going to Hookah, a site that they play extremely well on right now, and Orcus don't know how to face them, so this could be them getting their point up first.
Yeah, this is that early start that Darksided would want right now, especially in overtime against Orglis, as like you said, Hookah has been one of the better played sites for Darksided to pull off. They do need that win severely, and as for Orglis, they have now started bringing in the Dokkaebi that we've seen several times just be that big leverage for their pushes, which at the end could be also the deal breaker. So both teams have would want to get this map done in their favor, and I do think from Darksided they need to get some aggressive plays going for themselves. They need to eliminate Emo and Ethan off the board very quickly to be able to get that early advantage for themselves.
Yeah,
Bomb located by attackers.
with those aggressive plays, I don't think they need to do the most aggressive and try and take those players out very quickly, considering how Orglis don't try and contest underneath, and we sort of see them get onto site and not be able to plant really safely, considering how many holes have been opened up. Specker having all those vault cans as well, be able to nitro cell from below. So it's very dangerous for them to go for these plants. And if they don't clear out the below, it's going to be quite hard for Auglis to take out. And I'm starting to think that they're adapting and wanting to go below and take out these operators.
You would want to do that, as the control of Kitchen and Sunrise is definitely a viable decision and a very useful decision to go for, as the roamers from below could deal a lot of damage, especially when you're attempting to go for a plant. Meanwhile, Derpy is actually droning up around to see if he can find any of the roamers, because this would quite immensely help Ethan and himself to go for the play. Ethan does find the smoke player, so that is the plant prevention #1 gone. And off the board, another flashbang comes out. This phone ring as well comes in, as right now I believe Joey has been down. Ethan picking up another kill as Imorin as well falls up. And just like that 2v4, Jack Daddy will be going in for a very aggressive runaround, as the plant might be happening. His position has been exposed, that he does want to try to contest that. Does manage to down Imorin as well. The play by Styles does manage to push in 2v3 just like that. Imorin is still down, goes for the flick onto the Hibana player, but the time is slowly falling in. Silex gets the better of Styles, as the peak by Silex will be securing the deal, as the first attacking round of the overtime goes into the hands of Auglis, and Auglis are going in with an advantage into their defense round, and yeah, just a very well executed, very well thought out play.
Yeah, they definitely. We saw Darkside play the exact same way for the third time on that site, so we just saw Ethan run up, take out that smoke player that was being baited out by I believe it was Emo. That was just a beautiful play, pinning so many operators down, and great positioning and getting on that site. Now it's up to Darksided to do a similar style of play and get this attack win, considering we haven't seen too many attack wins coming out from Darksided on this map.
Yes. 12 and 13 kills for Jack Daddy and Itby Style, whereas Ethan and Silex leading the fray, 16 and 10 kills. And I'd say right now this is a very strong position for Auglis to be playing in, but Darksided also has been showing that they are able to adapt to a fair few defense formations of Auglis, so this is definitely not it. This is definitely not the end, and I do think that we will be seeing another round.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. Joey going to be on the dock this time. Derpay also running one of those sites. Emo Rin spawn peeking. No damage quite going out here. And this is the style of play that I'm pretty sure Darksided really didn't like, when they were going for these spawn peaks, going for these aggressive pushes. And they're going, Darksided making their way to Aquarium. Gonna open up that door, and that drone's gonna go down straight away. Emo Rin doesn't want them getting information in.
Interestingly enough, 3 players of Darksided are currently about to contest that Aquarium, so a well-placed C4 could have sealed the deal, definitely, but Ethan, meanwhile, will be holding a very peculiar angle in the hallway, with the Spec already advancing over to the east hallway, with Style being drawn in up ahead with by Jack Daddy, to actually score a nice flick onto one of the defensive players.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see them make their way to luggage. Specker does get the kill onto Emo Rin here, giving them the man advantage, and the Legion going down. Ethan does take out Shaq though. That's 4-4 with finishing that first minute of the round. Joey having a long line of sight all the way into luggage here. Could meet up with one in a second. Not quite. Gonna fall back to Aquarium now. And this aggressive play is gonna be working. Cutie does look like he wants to open up this wall from the back of A.
I'm quite curious about that decision to play below with the Zofia play, as
Bomb
Ethan,
located by
oh,
attackers.
I do believe his position did get revealed by the drone, so Spec is now very knowledgeable about a roamer downstairs, but Beauty is back in with Jack Daddy, who will be potentially contesting the angle with Silex, as Silex just decides to fall back into a much rather more safe position. Jack Daddy running up ahead for his teammate, as Ethan might be the deal breaker right now if he manages to sneak in quickly and avoid the Zofia player, because this is exactly what he would be fearing right now.
Yeah, Specker is on that rappel with that door underneath opened up. Specker does get the kill onto Silex though. Could see a run out coming from Ethan right now, searching around frantically, trying to find someone. Joey also still in VIP. They haven't chose to contest it. And Jack Daddy kills Judy. Joey kills Ippy Styles. That's a team kill coming out.
Team kill indeed, as 2v2 situation just like that. Joey and Ethan are the two remaining players. Jack Daddy will be going in for the plant, as Specker will be holding a very long angle from the bathroom, which has been fully opened up. The diffuser has been successfully planted. Specker picking up a kill onto Ethan. Now all up to Joey to try to clutch this up. The dog player will need to buff himself up. He needs all of that health to try to get past the very fearful Zofia player. Will be going in for a peek potentially onto Jack Daddy first, but the crossfire might be the thing that will be sealing the deal. He tries to get some closure, just can't get the frags at all, can't get the damage, but at the end Jack Daddy will be able to get the juicy kill onto Joey, and we will be seeing the final round of the overtime, where so far the attacking side has been much more prevalent compared to the rest of the map.
Yes, they're starting to get these attacking round wins. We always see it. There's a lot of defense-sided sort of plays coming out in the start. But as soon as we go to overtime, people just want to win on those attacking rounds.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Darksided on defense, Hookah Lounge and Billiards, once again, their potential attempt, as mostly their defense has been flawless on that side, but this time they know how the approach might happen with Orglas, and that could definitely could throw the Orglas roster off guard, as so far we're seeing now 3 players of Darksided on the double digits, pulling the big weight. Specker, Jack Daddy, and Itby Style, definitely showing that they're not ready to go out yet.
Yes, and back to this site that they just recently lost. Can they pull it off? They won't. I don't reckon they're going to let Ethan walk onto site once again and take out these players. Smoke is going to be watching out for that fast VIP push, I'm guessing. And yeah, we're going to see some goon mines, some barbed wire being set up, so Ethan can't just make his way and take out those stair players. And I still can't predict who's going to take this round out.
Me neither. As so far, this second map has been a much closer game than we've seen on Bank. And right now, what does needs to happen for Orglas if they do want to win is they need to keep Imorin and Ethan alive, and let the rest of the squad, including Derpe, just go all out as well. Whereas for Darksided, they need to get rid of those 2 top fraggers of Orglas, get rid of Derpe, and after that, that's going to be all for Orglas. Nonetheless,
Yes.
Derp.
And this
There you go.
Derp on the DKB is definitely a good choice. They've been playing. He's playing very well. Those logic bombs always annoying. So Ippy Spile does be droned out, but not going to choose to use any logic bombs this early on to get those roamers out. Or as I say, that does use one, so could catch Ippy Styles out. We'll be able to hear him below.
But now that is going to be a good start, just to fend off that roamer back to the ground floor, which could be a good start for Orglas. But already half a round gone, not a lot of advancement has been made. Ethan is droning up ahead for Imorin, and the whole control of the VIP has been once again given away. So right now this could be big if Orgulus decide to go for that once again very aggressive, very explosive push at the last moment. Whereas if Darksider will be able to read it in, then they'll be able to shut it down very swiftly without a single person to be dead. So let's see how this will turn out, as it seems that the aquarium push. Oh no, wait, the window, the wall into the bar, to the pool bar will be blown open. Get some angles, but Imorin might be the next person to contest with It'd Be Style now.
Yeah, Joey and Silex around this aquarium position. Ethan's just going to be walking up, and that's Cutie going to be taking Ethan out. That's their big player they needed to get a kill on, and I believe Joey does get one, just so does Dirtbay. Jack Daddy does return one onto Joey. Now it's a 3v3 with the plant happening. Silex in a very safe position to go for this plant as well, but it's not going to be the safest spot to try and defend.
Defenders have located
That's Cutie going down as well.
They all up to Specca and Jack Daddy, as both of them are very high on health, whereas not a lot of Orgulus players have been anywhere close to being full on health. Right now, the plant did go down. Oh, the shot from the window will be downing Specca, but oh, at the end, Silex with the plays will be getting the better of the dark-sided players, and just like that, Orgulus take it with an 8-7 win and 2-0 win overall, plowing through the whole Summer Series bracket and winning the $5,000 prize pool. The prize pool, winning money.
Yeah, that was incredible play, taking Darksided out on their own map pick. So that's gotta give them a little bit of a confidence booster. It was so extremely close. Darksided losing that hookah hold that they did so very well at the start with twice after holding it successfully in just the normal time so well, not be able to do it in overtime. And so, I believe it was all attack wins on overtime there.
Yes, that was indeed a full-on attacker-heavy winning spree on the overtime. And I do want to say I'm much happier about the performance of Darksided on map number 2, as after Bank, my hopes were dwindling slowly. But overall, yeah, good performance. An unfortunate loss for Darksided at the end. A very good performance overall throughout the whole Summer Series for Orgulus as well. And yeah, just like that.
It was good to see them actually not go down like they did on the first map. They showed up, they did put up a great attack, and it was down to that final round, and it's better than going in a 7-1 how the first map went.
Yeah, and overall, a good comeback that Darksided ended up pulling up during Coastline, which ultimately at the end just was just that close to letting them get into map 3. But with that in mind, though, that will be it for us, ladies and gentlemen, as Summer Series have come to an end. Orgulus are the champions of the Summer Series, and yeah, my name is the Russian Cthulhu. I was joined by the amazing Chuckmaster, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.
Expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down. gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
Pizza Hut's new large $5.90 pizzas are worth...
I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say, eh? say the words you remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go. Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm. Now we won't go back home today, until the very last hour. We still got few more days to slay, it's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go. Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today, Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words you say, To say the words you remember.